Hi, my name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing Leetcode problem 228 summary ranges in JavaScript. Okay, so you're given a sorted unique integer array nums. A range A and B is the set of all integers from A to B inclusive. Return the smallest sorted list of ranges that cover all the numbers in the array exactly. That is, each element of nums is covered by exactly one of the ranges, and there is no integer x such that x is one of the ranges but not in the nums. Each range A and B in the list should be output as A arrow B is a string if A does not equal B, and A if A does not equals B. Okay, that's a mouthful and pretty confusing, but if you look at the examples, it's pretty easy to understand, right? So if we're given this array nums, right, our first range, what they mean by range, okay, is each number is, the following number needs to be one more than the previous, right? So we have 0 plus 1 is 1, plus 1 is 2, and then 2 plus 1 is not 4, so that's our range, 0 through 2. So 0 to 2, right? Then we have 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 plus 1 is not 7, so there's our range, 4 and 5. And then finally, 7, there's no more numbers, so we just return 7, right? And that's kind of funny to put that 7, 7. I guess that makes sense, but... And so what we're actually returning is a array of strings that has the first number of the range and the last number of the range separated by this arrow, right? So if it's just one number by itself, you just have the number, you don't have that arrow thing there. It might be a little bit easier to see here. So we've got 0, the next number is not 1, so we just put 0 in there. And then we have 2, 3, 4. These are all 1 apart, so our range is 2 to 4. And then 6 is all by itself, so just 6. And then 8 and 9 are 1 apart, so there's our range there. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's get into some code here. I'm actually going to grab this one. I feel like this one is a better example. Let's create a variable. And you know what? I want to grab the output too. I think it'd be helpful to see that. And let's create our function, func. And then let's go ahead and turn nums. Console.log. Func. Cool. We see our array of nums. Okay. So I'm going to solve this problem in 2 subsets. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create a variable, and we're just going to call it nested nums. So what we're going to do is we're going to loop, and then we're also going to, I'm going to create a variable right now. We're going to, with let, called storage. And what we're going to do is we're going to loop through nums. Okay. Every time we see a number, well, first thing we're going to do is we're just going to immediately add the first number to this element storage, or this array storage. Then when we get to the next number, we're going to check if the last number in storage is 1 less than the current number. Okay. If it is, we go ahead and add it to storage, right? If it's not, we push storage in nested nums, and reset storage to be empty, and then push that number into storage, right? So what that's going to give us is all our ranges as an array. So it's going to give us an array with 0 in it, an array with 2, 3, 4 in it, another array with 6 in it, and then an array with 8 and 9 in it, all in nested nums. Okay, and then we can go back and we can loop through nested nums, and we can deal with converting it to this output. But let's just take this one step at a time. So let's create a for loop. So we say for let I equals 0 if I is less than, oh, that's storage, nums dot length, increment I. And the very first thing I'm gonna do an if statement. First if is going to be if storage dot length equals 0, right? So anytime there's nothing in storage, we're going to go ahead and we're going to push our number into storage. Okay. And then we're going to put an else if that says if storage at storage dot length minus 1 does not equal nums at I minus 1, right? So what are we doing here? We're checking whatever the last number is in storage. We're checking to see if that is 1 less than the current number we're on, right? Or if it's not 1 less than the current number we're on. If it's not, we go ahead and we push nested into nested nums storage. Okay. Then we need to empty storage, so we can just reassign it to an empty array. And then we go ahead and we push that number into storage. Right? And let's go ahead and turn nested nums. I'm just curious what we're going to see. I think I know what we're going to see, but cool. Okay. Is that correct? It should be. All right. And then the final thing we need to do is, oh yeah, it is. That makes sense. That makes sense why this is that, because you're starting with the length of 0, so we push in 0, right? And then here, then when we get to 2, we look in storage, there's a 0 in it. That's not 1 less than 2, so we push nested storage into nested nums, reset storage, and then push 2 in storage. Now and then when we get to 4, it's going to be the same situation because we haven't set any sort of condition where this is equal. You know what I mean? So we haven't set any condition where the last number of storage is 1 less than nums at I, and that's just going to be our else. And we can simply just go ahead and, nope, what am I doing? Push nums at I into storage, right? Now we should see what we want. We're getting close. The only other issue is at the end of this for loop, storage is going to contain 8 and 9 in it, and we didn't do anything to push that into nested nums. So, oops, don't want to do that. So after the for loop, we can say nested nums dot push, and we push in storage. And that gives us what we want. Okay, so there's step 1, right? Step 2 is now to convert, any digits that are alone into a string, and then any any arrays that basically contain just one element in it. We just want to push that one element as a string. Any arrays that contain more than one number, we want to push in the first and last number with an arrow in between as a string into the output. So this is actually pretty simple to do. I think it's the easiest part of this algorithm. So we're going to use the map method to loop through nested nums. And all we need to do here is say if array dot length is greater than 1. That's our first condition. And then we can just put an else statement that says that's obviously if the array is going to be 1, right? So here we can just say result. Oh, we need to create a variable called result. Don't forget to do that. That's result. Set it to an empty array, and then result dot push. We want the number as a string, so we just put a string keyword, and then we just grab the first element of the array. And so let's go ahead and look at result right now. Right, we have 0 and 6 because we have these arrays are just one element, right? Then, if it's longer than 1, you want to push that plus that arrow plus array at whatever the length is minus 1. It's the last element of the array. And there you go. Let's go ahead and copy this. And let's run it. Great. Let's submit it. Ooh, one test case did not pass because we have an empty array, and that is my bad. I should have read this down here. It says nums.length can equal 0, in which case our solution is going to return undefined. So that is a really easy fix. All we need to do is say if nums.length equals 0, we just return an empty array. Piece of cake. And we're good to go. And it's fast too. Love that. All right. Hopefully you found this video helpful and enjoyable. If you did, please remember to like it. It helps my channel grow. And if you want to see more like these, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.